I'm nervous though.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do this.
So, I am Mike Block, and this is
Shane Shanahan.
Shane Shanahan, plays percussion, and he's a composer as well. And we're on tour right now with the Silk Road Ensemble, but Shane and I and some other musicians will be on Gala NYC May 14th. And so I wanted this video to be a sort of like an introduction for you, Shane, you.
Hello.
And so it'll be my excuse to learn more about Shane too. So Shane, you grew up upstate New York.
Yes, I did. Western New York State, in the Finger Lakes region.
In the Finger Lakes, right?
Correct, the Finger Lakes.
And so you studied classical percussion growing up?
I did. Well, I started off playing drum set, rock and roll drum set. Played in some bands and had a good teacher who got me started, and then I got interested in jazz, and then when I was in high school got into classical Western music, and then went to conservatory to study mostly that, but continued with the drum set playing and the jazz arranging and things like that as well.
And you went to school at Eastman?
I did my bachelor's at
Half
Eastman.
hour, everybody. Half hour, half hour. Thank you. Half hour.
We'll edit that out.
Okay.
Actually, we won't. But go on.
Yeah, so I did my bachelor's at Eastman and then my master's at the Hart School in Hartford, Connecticut.
And now you actually teach at the Hart School.
I do, yes. I'm a guest artist in residence there for 2 semesters at this point.
Very nice. And in the Silk Road Ensemble, you play a lot of different styles, not only the Western classical contemporary compositions, but you're playing styles from around the world.
Right. Yeah, that's one of the great things about the ensemble is that it allows opportunities to draw on all of these different backgrounds. That makes it really fun to play, keeps it really interesting. Able to keep all of those different parts of the music alive.
Yeah. And when you're not playing in the Silk Road Ensemble, what do you do?
A lot of different things. I'm a freelance in New York. Play a lot with a guy named Glenn Velez, who's a great frame drum master and innovator. Play with a lot of different groups in the city, and then do some other touring things. Do some early music things. I've done some Broadway things.
So you do a lot of things.
A lot of things.
A lot of things.
Man.
Yeah. And what Broadway shows have you played with? Because I know you've done a lot of that.
Well, I've been on Carolina Change was the first one. Then I did Color Purple, Shrek, and I just started subbing on Spider-Man the musical.
Have you gotten hurt yet?
I have not gotten hurt yet.
Good. Well, you're in a separate room, right?
Yes.
So you
pretty well
are protected. That's good. And what are some of your most favorite things to do musically?
Well, that's tough, man. I think just playing good music with good people.
A good groove is a good groove.
A good groove is a good groove, man. Yes, but not to rule out melody as well.
Right. Yeah.
So I've been lucky that I've been able to play with some really great people, and it's always fun to play with new people, which is part of what I'm looking forward to with the Gala NYC.
Yes.
And so performing, and then also really enjoy the composing thing. I'm not a trained composer, but I really enjoy that process and trying to explore different aspects. And this Silk Road project has been cool for that because it's a lot of different instruments with a lot of different sounds that really inspire ideas.
Yeah, and you just completed a CD project of all your own music as well, too, right?
I did. Yeah. That's been really fun. I've been recording for a few years at this point, and I recorded the whole thing myself as well, bits and pieces here and there, and then did some basic editing myself on Pro Tools, and then took it to a friend who has a more expanded studio, and he helped me mix and master it. But that's mostly percussion oriented. But there's melodic percussion as well, like the African thumb pianos, the kalimbas.
So what you did is you overdubbed yourself playing a whole variety of instruments, right?
Correct. Yeah. The whole album is played by me, and then there's a lot of percussion stuff, but and also some just solo things, like sort of improvised solos. But then there's also, like you're saying, a lot of things that are layer upon layer of different things.
Yeah. And there was even a bawu part, right?
There's a bawu part, which is
And-
the Chinese reed flute that one of our Silk Road Ensemble members gave to me, brought from Beijing. Wu Tong gave me a really nice bawu, and so I've been messing around with that, trying to play.
Yeah. What's great is that on May 14th, another artist on Gallery NYC is Hu Jiangbing,
Yes,
who plays the Chinese sheng and the bawu.
that's
So
right.
maybe we'll get some bawu percussion
Oh
happening
yeah,
on the show.
or some bawu duets.
Yes, I have not heard that before, and that's what Gallery NYC is about. Is doing things that even the musicians haven't heard before.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love it.
And so the other artists on that show, you know some of them. You know Hu Jiangbing,
Mhm.
because he also plays in Silk Road Ensemble. And there's going to be the Enzo String Quartet. And you're good friends with John Marcus, who
Mhm.
plays violin there. And then there's also going to be Hideaki Amore, a saxophone player, plays in Sufjan Stevens' band.
Cool.
And I'll be there. And we're figuring out, any potential loose ends. But it'll be great to see what you can do, not only, on your own, but being augmented by potentially string quartet, and
yeah.
we've talked about, saxophone working with one of your compositions, and
Mhm.
I think it'll be great.
Yeah, it sounds like a great event.
Is there anything you want the future audience to know, or to be aware of as we near the concert date? Should they mentally be preparing themselves for anything? Should they be bringing umbrellas or anything?
I don't think umbrellas will be necessary, but
Okay.
you never know.
You're not using a rain stick then?
No, but I might do a rain dance.
That was a percussion joke.
But
That was another one.
yeah, no, I think just come with an open mind, because that's, I think, as Mike was saying, we're just going to be trying new things, and it'll be really nice to play with these other musicians, some of whom I do know, but others I don't, and see what we can come up with together. And I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Great. Thanks, Shane.
Thank you.
Looking forward to playing more together.
Me too.
See you guys May 14th.
Bye.